Hey guys, it's Hades here and welcome to my automatic farm tutorial. I'm actually on patch 1.5.1, but I know it works in patches 1.5 and probably anywhere above that. So first off, I'm going to show you exactly what we'll be learning how to make today, and then I'm going to show you some adjustments you can do to it to change it a bit for different types of farms. So as you can see, this is a pumpkin farm, and the basic idea is these bottom pistons will push up the block that the pumpkins grow on, which knocks them off. These top liner pistons will then push them into the water. The water will then push them over a hopper, you can see right there, and then that puts them into the chest. So just while I was preparing this tutorial, 50 pumpkins have been put into this chest. So that's a pretty good effort. And let's show you exactly how to do it. So for those of you who know a bit about redstone, you can probably pause the video right here and recreate this from scratch. But for those of you who want a full done tutorial, I'll be doing that as well, right after I explain the circuit. So here's the timing part of the circuit. The timer, this is irrelevant. I was going to hook that up just to show you what else you can do with this same timer. So it's not just for farms. I'll show you that right now actually. Let's go and grab a pumpkin. Just like that. Yep, that should do it. So just pretend we put a pumpkin here, it grows. As you can see, the block got stuck up in the air. That's like exactly like a monostable circuit. We'll do it again. Just like that. And so it only works once, but that's also really useful if you wanted something to activate once, just coming off the side of this circuit. But I won't be going into that too much today. I'm just going to be focusing on the main automatic system here. So there's the timer, which works off a pumpkin growing, and seeing as the pumpkin can't grow in any of these spots, it is forced to grow here, and when it does, the redstone goes through the pumpkin like it's a normal block, and this is the reset part of the circuit, which resets the piston and etc. And this is the activation, the output, which then goes to the bottom and the top of our little farm there. Let's go ahead and start building it though. You just hit the ground like that, because we need to get a pumpkin growing. We'll grab some bone meal. You don't have to do that, but I guess it's better. I'll use some cyan wool blocks, why not? Let's block this off. You could just dig a hole around it, that'd also stop it from spawning, but I mean, it looks alright like that, that's fine. You get a repeater, because the repeaters is what will activate it when it goes through the block. And we just need to chuck a bit of redstone there. And a redstone torch right there. Now we need to turn this redstone torch off when we want to reset this circuit. So that's what this bit is for. You want to bring it 2 blocks away, as you see, like we did over there. So we can go down here. Just like that. As you can see, we've got the exact same type of thing going on here. And this is the part, the reset circuit, which you'll see in a second. I'll finish it first, so you guys can see exactly how to do it. Just like that. We need to grab ourselves a sticky piston now. And we put it underneath this block right here. Just like that. We chuck our dirt block on top of it. Now that bit's done. That is all pretty much 100% of the reset part of the circuit. Because when this gets powered, it'll go to the back of this block, hit that block, and to power it, as you can see, oh, I need to, like that. It turns off this redstone torch, which turns off the circuit to stop it from staying activated all the time. Otherwise, it'll just stay on all the time and you'll never get the piston back down. So once we've done that, we move on to the output part of the circuit, which I'm just going to hook up like this. And we can bring it down here, I guess. Doesn't really matter where you bring it down. But here's the basic output, and we need to link it up to this. So we can actually test it now by placing a pumpkin here if we don't want to wait for it to grow. It will grow, that's the whole point of it, but let's just place one there. Yep, and it seems to work perfectly. But at the moment it's kind of one of those one-tick pulse type of signals, which isn't what we want for our farm. So we want to chuck a repeater in here. And you can muck around with the timings, but I think it needs to be on at least 1 timing. But you can do it on any of them as long as it's at least 1 tick more. So once you've done that, you can hook this up to whatever farm you want. You could actually stop the video right now and you would have a fully working automatic farm if you hooked that up to your previous project. But now I'm going to show you the next part of it, which is the farm. Now this is a really basic design. Like you'd want to do something a bit better than this, but for the tutorial purposes, this is fine. Let's build up like this, just like that. We will take this across to our bottom layer of pistons. We just put them like this. This can be as long as you want. If you do want to extend the signal, you just need to put more repeaters in. And if you want to go more than 15 pistons across, you'll just need to put another repeater there. And this farm would operate about a second or redstone tick later than the first half of the farm. We're just going to do like 3 or 4. It's a good little amount. Put that like that. And that's where the pumpkins will grow. But we do need to get them growing there first, don't we? So actually use repeaters here. It will work with redstone. If you want to cheap out, you can do this and skip a repeater, every second repeater. But for this tutorial, we're in creative, so let's just do the most efficient way, and that would be using repeaters all the way across. So we get this land down. I should have kept the seeds in my inventory, but I'll grab them again. Let's use melon seeds, actually. We'll mix it up a bit. Show you that you can do it with any type of farm. You need to plant this. You usually need water for farms, guys, but in this particular example, you do not, because once these are fully grown, they do not need water. Or once you've planted them there, they do not need water anymore. So that's great, just like that. That's the bottom part of the circuit done. Seeing as there's no blocks around here, the pumpkins will always spawn there. And then this signal will come through and activate it, knock all the pumpkins off. But now the problem is how we're going to collect these pumpkins automatically. That's what this whole tutorial is about. So let's just build up some walls on this. Just like that. And we can place these pistons here as well. They don't need to be sticky pistons actually. I will grab the actual pistons to show you how to do it. So you don't waste resources. I don't want you guys using anything you don't need to. So you stack that up. We do a line across the back here. Redstone. Block there. Now a repeater here. That's 1 tick. So then this will activate. Because this both gets activated at the same time, both lines. But we want this top line to be activated a tick later. So after these get pushed up, then the pumpkins get pushed off into the water down here. Just go like... Actually, I'll do this little part of the tutorial. We'll build this up like this. And the walls, you don't really need the walls, but it does help keep the pumpkins in when they're falling. That's why I do it. It just makes your farm a bit more efficient so you don't get random pumpkins getting stuck places. Let's put that there. We'll actually build this all across. There we go. It's looking pretty good. I'll build this up here as well, just for extra security. And that's pretty much it, guys. I need to show you how to hook this up to the hopper, but it's fairly simple. I'll just line all this up, and let's test it. This will be the first major test. We'll put some pumpkins in here, pretend that they grew, because they do take a while to grow, but let's just test it. There we go. So as you saw, that activated this line, the output, and the reset line, so it reset the little circuit here. And then this turned it into a circuit strength we could actually use in our circuit. Activated this, activated the top ones a second later. As you can see, it knocked all the pumpkins up, and then these pistons pushed them down into this little hole here. So now we've got to use water to bring it through. So I like to have it one down, like one away from where the pistons are, just to stop them getting stuck in the still water. It just seems to work better for me, so that's what I've gone with. And you want to try and funnel them. You can just bring them down here, I guess. It'd still be automatic. You could AFK here and all the pumpkins would wash to your feet. But I do want to use the new hoppers because they're amazing and you should use them for everything. Let's place a chest there. And we'll hook this hopper up to the chest just by holding shift and clicking on it. So we can test it by throwing anything in here. Let's chuck a bucket of water. And it went into the hopper, then got put into the chest. So that's good. You can make this a double chest as well if you want to store more stuff. But if you have this much stacks of whatever you're farming, you're pretty rich and you would want to empty it by about then. So that should be fine for everyone's uses. Why did I get rid of the wool? Let's use this wool now, just for the lols. Now, that's pretty self-explanatory now. You should understand how to make yourself a basic farm with that tutorial. I did everything one by one, but now I want to show you some adjustments. So these are growing melons right now, right there. And so you could easily change them to pumpkins or melons, no real issue there. But there will be a slight issue if you want to move this farm over to sugarcane or something else like that. But I will show you sugarcane because it's fairly easy. Do we seriously have a problem here? Well, I gotta change this up a bit. We don't want these bottom pistons to push for starters. So you could take them out of the circuit. And we need a water next to it. So let's just change it to sand. I don't think you need sand, but you do need water next to it. So I'll grab this. We'll box it in. This is the modification you'll want to do if you're turning it into a pumpkin farm, or from a pumpkin farm to a reed farm. You want to knock out these. You can put water in the hole next to it, so I'll get rid of this. We've got to dig this out. And get rid of this, because you no longer need the bottom part of the circuit, because we're only going to be using the top. So now that we've knocked the bottom half out of the circuit, we can put water in here, just like that. Chuck these in, and then done, guys. That's pretty much it. We can use this same timer for every single type of farm. Now I'll grab some more pumpkins real quick, chuck them in like this, bam. So it no longer pushes these reeds up and knocks them off, but it does push these pistons. So we'll test it like this. It's a fully grown reed farm. The pumpkin will grow randomly. Just whenever it grows, it'll grow. It'll knock all the reeds off into the water. Now, actually, now that I've been thinking about this, you could make it even more efficient by putting another layer here to stop these other ones from getting stuck. And you could just hook this up however you want. You can put redstone over the things if you really want to. Does that seriously not work? Alright, you can't do that, but you guys get the point. That's pretty much what you'll be wanting to do, to change your farm to a reed farm. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. Let's just do a little mucking around here real quick. We could... Oh wow, that locks up that. We don't need that anymore. Let's grab some more wool. Oh, not what I wanted. Bye, redstone. See you later. Alright, I think that's an ending to the tutorial. Oh well. Don't use water buckets near redstone. Helpful tip for anyone building a farm. Very bad idea. Anyway, guys, I hope you learned how to make yourself a farm and hook it up. Even hook this basic timer up to your original farms that you already have in your worlds. It's really simple and it's really efficient. It's amazing, guys, pretty much. You can hook whatever timer you want up to this circuit, or you can hook whatever farm you want up to this timer. Basically, this is where the divider is, so just choose which part of the circuit you want, or you can use both parts like I did in this tutorial. I think that's it, guys. Have a great day and I'll see you later.